Hi friends, Stephanie here, and I'm back with more movie chatter. And what I have for you today is part one of two videos that I recorded for you. This first one, obviously by the title, are horror movies with fall vibes. And the second one that I recorded, which I'll post in a few days, are just regular movies with fall vibes. Fall, autumn, whatever you want to call it, my favorite season of the year. We're coming out of summer, we're in Labor Day weekend in a few weeks here in the Northeast. The weather will change, it'll get cooler, it'll be crispier, it's sweater weather, the whole deal. We have pumpkins, fall foliage, you name pumpkin spice everything, which makes me very happy. I know some people can't stand it, but I love it. So whatever, it's my favorite time of the year, and I'm dragging you all with me. And as we get closer and closer to Halloween, you know, we ramp up the horror content. And these horror movies, these are more about atmosphere. So think setting, atmosphere, tone, vibes, the whole deal. It's more than like a runaway slasher type of a thing. These are more about atmosphere. And I'm going to start off with one that has atmosphere like I've never seen. It's based on the Washington Irving writings. It is Tim Burton's telling of Sleepy Hollow, starring Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. And I think Johnny Depp does a brilliant job of playing the very eccentric investigator Ichabod Crane, who is called in to solve a series of murders that have been taking place and hunt down the Headless Horseman. And this just has atmosphere like I've never seen. I mean, it's perfection. The cinematography is awesome. The color palette is great. You have the creepy factor. You have the pumpkins. You have the woods. You have the fall leaves. You name it, it's in here. And it's a great story. And I love the way Tim Burton tells this story and the way he did everything in this. I just love it. And Johnny Depp is just brilliant as always. So I love this one. And, you know, like I said, I know a lot of people who are not Tim Burton fans, but they do really appreciate this film. So that, I think that speaks volumes for the movie. And if you haven't seen Sleepy Hollow, check it out. It's a good one. Now this next one, this, I would say, out of all the movies in the pile, is my biggest surprise. I had zero expectations for this. If you look it up and you look at the rating, it doesn't do it justice. I don't know what people were expecting, but I was really pleasantly surprised with this one. It is a retelling of the fairy tale of Hansel and Gretel. It is called Gretel and Hansel. And I had this for a while, didn't want to watch it. One night I just put it in and I was so pleasantly surprised. This is a perfect fall movie. You have Hansel and Gretel going through the woods, they're looking for food. They come across, of course, the house of the witch with the great smelling food. She invites them in. The thing is, when she invites them in, it becomes a full-on witch story. So you take this fairy tale, flip it on its head, and now you've got a witch story, which is just so good. And they do a really great job with it. There's so much atmosphere. The color palette is on point. You have them walking through the woods. You have the leaves on the ground. You name it, it screams fall horror, but it is really, really fun. I thought this was a blast, and I highly recommend checking it out. Even if you just stream it, give it a look. Gretel and Hansel, well worth your time, and just ignore the haters because I think this is a lot of fun. So if you like Hansel and Gretel and you want to see something a little funky, check it out. Now this next one, I don't know if I've talked about this one before, but I had a lot of fun with this one. I watched it a while. I've had this for a while. It's an IFC midnight movie from 2017, and it is called Ghost Stories. And it's an anthology. Now, it's Ghost Stories. It's not Ghost Story. It is an anthology. It's a horror anthology, and what we have is this guy who is an investigator. He's also very pessimistic when it comes to like apparitions and anything supernatural. He doesn't believe in any of it. He is given a file with 3 cases in it, which there's your anthology right there, where he is asked to do investigation on these supernatural ghost sightings, things that have happened, and the person says to him, okay, go ahead and disprove these and show me that nothing happened. So he sets out to do just that, and I can tell you it's a wild ride. And what makes this whole movie, what for me was the ending. The ending is wild. The last like 20 minutes is wild. And I just thought this was a lot of fun. So if you like anthology ones, I think you're really going to enjoy Ghost Stories. And it's very atmospheric. Like he goes into the woods at one point. So you have like the whole woods scene and he finds a tunnel. He goes down this tunnel. Very creepy, very atmospheric. very fall vibey, and I think this is a really fun fall horror thriller type of movie. So if you're into that type of thing, definitely check out Ghost Stories. It's a fun one. Now this one I pulled for one. I'm okay with the second one, but it's a double feature, and the one I was pulling it for is The Witches of Eastwick, starring Jack Nicholson, Cher, Susan Sarandon, and Michelle Pfeiffer. But it also comes with Practical Magic with Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock. Which I hear they're making a part 2 of this one. I haven't seen this in years. I just remember that it's a comedy about two sisters who are witches, and I think something happens to any guys they date, something to do with that. So that's a full-on comedy, but The Witches of Eastwick, I just love. It is so funny. The three gals get involved with Jack Nicholson, and he will grant them any wishes, and Jack Nicholson plays the devil, and it's just so much fun. I love The Witches of Eastwick. It was actually shot in Massachusetts, so you could just imagine the fall vibes for Massachusetts, and it is just, the New England is just the perfect setting for any type of a fall movie, and this just knocks it out of the park. So I think Jack Nicholson is fantastic in this movie. He's such a bad boy, and the gals do a great job. And if you know, you know. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If you've never seen this, do yourself a favor and pick this up. This double feature is still on Amazon. I'm not sure how easy it is to get as a standalone, but you can get the double feature, and definitely worth it, because Witches of Eastwick is a good time. It's a lot of fun, and I watch it every year, so a lot of fun right there. Now this is one I've talked about briefly, but it's an independent movie. It's not one that people talk about a lot, but I know when a lot of people do finally talk about it, when they actually do discover it, pretty much across the board, it gets positive reviews once people find it. It's called What Keeps You Alive. And this is about two gals. They're a couple. They go away for a vacation to celebrate, I guess, their 1-year anniversary. And at some point, something happens. It takes a very dark turn. It's a very surprising thing. It takes a very dark turn, and it's a fight for survival. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to ruin it. Do yourself a favor. If you decide to watch this, do not watch any trailers. Just go in blind and watch it. But I think this is great, because it's the cabin in the woods. You have the leaves, you have the woods. It takes place on a lake. Definitely screams fall. You get the fire going in the fireplace, and it's just got everything that you would want in a fall movie, and it's really good. This one surprised me, and when the thing happens, I was shocked. I actually was shocked when it happened. So it's a lot of fun, and I think it's well worth at least one watch, even if you stream it. It's called What Keeps You Alive. So if you don't want to buy it, just stream it, but it's a good time. It's a good one. Okay, and this next one, I don't have to say too much about it, because probably most of you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, you've already heard of it. It is The Craft. And Robin Tunney plays a gal by the name of Sarah, who she's the new girl at her high school, and she ends up falling in with a friend group who happen to be a coven of witches, played by Veruza Balk, Neve Campbell, and Rachel True. And I just think this is so good, and it could really have turned out to be a very cheesy high school movie, and it's so not that. You have a brilliant cast here, and they do such a good job of taking us into the world of teenage witches and the spells they do, and when they start infighting, and you have people who don't want to do harm, other people maybe aren't so nice and they do bad things, and you know the story, but it is just so good, and it's such a fun look at, what if you did have a coven of witches in your high school? What would it look like? And that is this. So this is on my fall horror watch every single year, and I actually do sneak it in a few times during the year other than fall, but it definitely is going to be watched within the next few weeks. But The Craft it's a home run, I think, in every category. Now these next two are silent films, so they're very dependent on the story, yes, but it's a lot about the atmosphere, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This first one it's from 1920. It's The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. This is so good. It's an excellent film. Now, I will show you, when I talk about atmosphere, part of it is how the color palette of the film is shown. And as you can see from the artwork, you see like that yellowish sepia tone? That is the color. That is a very dominant color throughout the movie. So that's how you get like that atmosphere and that fall vibe from it. But basically the long and short of it is we have a guy who's a hypnotist, and he has a man that he claims, I think he says he's been asleep for 23 years, and he will only wake up if he tells him to wake up. He keeps him in this cabinet, and he's going to these carnivals, and he shows that the guy wakes up. Well, they're at a carnival, and all of a sudden these murders start to happen, and people suspect the man who's sleeping in the cabinet, that he's waking up and he's going out and he's doing these murders. So that's what the story is to start out. But this just gets so good and so wild, and you're going to say, it's a silent movie. How do you know? Okay, if you've never watched a silent movie, and a lot of people haven't, they have cards that come through so you can see the story as it's going. They'll tell you what's going on or what the characters are saying to each other, and you can follow it very easily. It is so good. It's so much fun. It will keep you guessing at every turn, believe it or not, and it's really, really creepy. It's very good, very creepy, and an awesome, awesome story. If you haven't seen this, I highly, highly recommend it. Now, this is the 4K. There's a Blu-ray. Kino put out a Blu-ray. This is the Blu-ray 4K combo. Definitely an uptick in picture for this one, which surprised me, but really, really good, and you owe it to yourself. If you never watch another silent film, watch this one, because it is so, so good, and the story, fantastic. And it's a quick watch too. I'm not sure what the time, I think it's like an hour, and maybe it's like an hour and 10 minutes. It's not long, so you can do it. I highly recommend this. If you look it up on IMDb and you put any credibility into those scores, this one gets an 8 out of 10. So a lot of people feel the same way. Just check it out. You won't regret it. And this next one is excellent too. This is the Radiance version, but there is also a Criterion version, and it's called Haxan, Haxan. And what it is, also a silent film. This one is from 1922. It's 106 minutes. It's black and white, again, tinted. So you get those sepia tones, you get blues, things like that, because it definitely sets that atmosphere. And this is a fake documentary about the history of witchcraft, but it's really good. It's really well done. And again, this one you get cards, or you might get subtitles. I think there's cards, but it's really, really good. It's fun, it's funny, it's quirky, it's crazy. Like, you see everything that people would think was the history of witchcraft, and it's so well done. You're gonna have a blast with this one. And again, witches and fall horror hand in hand for me. But Haxan, just see it, you will not regret it. And like I said, this is the Radiance one. You can probably get the standard release, which I will show you what that looks like, and you'll get the idea. See, like the blues, like that's the kind of things you're gonna see. Very cool, very atmospheric, and like I said, they also use the yellows and the sepia tones. But you can get that, or you can wait for the Criterion sale, get it on sale in November, or you can probably stream this. So just check it out. It's so, so good. Next one, I put this as fall horror, and some people will, some people won't, but I feel like just the outdoor scenes alone give me the fall vibes, and that is The Conjuring, which just got a 4K release. I think the 4K looks fine. People are up in arms about it. Some people love it, some people don't. I thought it looked really good, but I think the Blu-ray looks really, really great, and if you don't feel like you need to upgrade, don't. Just stick with the Blu-ray. But yeah, I love The Conjuring, and if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a watch. And I just like, especially the scene, they don't have it on this one, but the scene with the tree outside, I mean, if that doesn't scream fall horror, I don't know what does. And then you have the creepy house and the basement and the hands. Everybody knows this scene if you've seen the movie, the hands. But yeah, I think this is fall horror all the way, for me anyway. I watch it during Halloween as well if I don't get to it now, but I just watched it the other day, and fall horror all the way. So definitely check out The Conjuring if you haven't seen it. This is a great one, Ginger Snaps. And this one could go closer to Halloween, but for me, it's usually a fall watch, and it's all about the atmosphere. You have two sisters who are obsessed with death. They're obsessed with death and dying, and they're out one night, and they're walking through the park, and you see the leaves on the ground, so you know it's fall, and they're out there, they have their sweatshirts on, and they're hanging out in this little park, and one of them is bitten. They think it's a dog, and obviously it's not a dog, and it turns into an awesome werewolf movie. But I think this is fantastic. I think it's got all the right stuff for fall horror. It's also got a great story. It's a lot of fun. There are 3 of them in here, but I usually just stick with the first one. And if you don't see any other one, just watch the first one and you'll be very, very happy. So Ginger Snaps definitely had to make the list. And this next one is a film by Ben Wheatley. It is called Kill List, and this is a fantastic movie. If you've never seen it, this is about a guy who is a hitman, and after one of his jobs has just gone completely wrong, he's decided he wants no part of anything. But he's approached and he's offered a very lucrative job if he can kill a priest, a librarian, and a member of parliament. So reluctantly, and to support his family, he takes this job. But let me tell you, it seems like it's going to be a story just about a hitman trying to redeem himself, but it is so much more than that. And the ending will blow you away. It's jaw-dropping. The ending is jaw-dropping. The ending is just everything in this movie, but it's so good. It has such great atmosphere. It's definitely got the fall vibes. It definitely would fall under folk horror, but it just takes its time getting there. It's such a great watch. So if you haven't seen Kill List, definitely put it on your own list to watch at some point during this fall season. It's really a great movie. And this next one I've talked about at length. You know, it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Again, folk horror, because folk horror is a big thing for the fall season. And it is the original, not the remake, of The Wicker Man. And what we have is we have a fella who goes out. He's an investigator and he goes out to this island to investigate a missing girl. And what he starts to find out is that there are some really weird things going on. And I don't want to get into it and spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. But this is a fantastic, it's one of my favorite folk horror movies of all time. And this one is from 1974. It is so good. So if you watch The Wicker Man, make sure you watch the one from 1974. It's very readily available. It's out there. There's a million different ways you can see it. You can see it on 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever. Stream it probably. But definitely watch The Wicker Man if you like folk horror, because it's a banger. It's really, really good. And of course, we have to kind of wrap things up with more witches. And you know, it wouldn't be a movie chatter video if there wasn't something Rob Zombie in it. Or I should say a movie chatter horror video without Rob Zombie. And this one is The Lords of Salem, starring Sherry Moon Zombie, of course. But she plays, for those who haven't seen it, she plays a radio DJ in this one. And it is in the, I believe it's supposed to take place in the Massachusetts area. So they get this box delivered to the DJ booth, and she's in with a group of people. She does her show. I think there's 3 or 4 of them that do this show. And the box contains a record, and when they play the record, they don't really think anything of it. And then she goes home and she starts to see these visions. When she thinks of this song, or when she hears the song, she thinks of these visions, and she sees like the history, the horrible history of things that have taken place where she lives. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But this, I think, is one of the greatest modern witch horror movies that I've seen in a long time. The only thing that throws me on this one is I'm like this with the last 10 minutes. Sometimes I'm okay with it. Sometimes I don't think it was the right choice. But I'm going to leave it at that, because I think this is a fantastic witch movie, and I think she does a great job in it. Sherry Moon is really, really good in this one. So even if you're not a big fan, if you like witch movies, I think you'll really enjoy this one. The Lords of Salem is definitely worth at least one watch, even if you just stream it. And this next one, people either love it or they hate it. It's an A24 movie, and it is The Witch. And this one takes place, if you haven't seen it, it takes place in the 1600s. We have a family, they're devout Christians. They are living alone, away from any other villagers, and they're living on this plot of land that abuts a very large wooded area. And what happens is, very early on in the movie, there's a newborn in the family, and one of the other children is tasked with watching over the newborn. The newborn goes missing, and the child says that, you know, someone took the baby. And what happens is they all get paranoid, they have anxieties, and they start to turn on each other, but they're also very paranoid about the woods, and there's a lot of atmosphere, a lot of creepiness. And I don't want to say too much for people who haven't seen it. If you've already seen it, you already know why it's in this pile. If you haven't seen it and you're not sure, just give it a stream, because you can find it very easily online. But I think this is a really good, very atmospheric fall feeling witch movie, but I think it's very good. I had to warm up to it. I wasn't sold on the first watch, but after a few times, it has become in one that's in my regular rotation, and I really do appreciate it. And I just love Black Phillip. If you know about Black Phillip, you know. But I think this is one that some people will have to warm up to, but it's really worth it, and it's a solid watch for this time of the year. So that is The Witch from A24. Love it or hate it, had to make the list. Okay, and my last recommendations for great fall horror watching would be anything by my guy, Vincent Price. I am a huge Vincent Price fan, so I know I don't talk about him enough on the channel, but I'm going to try and change that. These are collections that were put out by Screen Factory a few years ago. Now, I don't know if they're still in print, but I know Kino Lorber has a ton of Vincent Price on their website, and they're usually priced pretty reasonably, especially if they're having a sale. But if you want fall horror and atmosphere and things like that, you cannot ask for more than from what you get from Vincent Price. And these have things like The Pit and the Pendulum, Mask of the Red Death, Witchfinder General, an awesome witch movie. He's horrible. He's so mean in that one. Fall of the House of Usher, The House on Haunted Hill, so creepy and atmospheric. I mean, the list goes on. You can't go wrong with Vincent Price. He's just so good. I can't say enough about him. He's fantastic. So that would be my last recommendation, and that would be a good one for people maybe who aren't into hardcore horror, but they still want that atmosphere and the creepy vibes going on. So check out some Vincent Price if you haven't in a while. I want to thank everyone for watching. You know I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a few things to think about, maybe pull off your shelf if you haven't watched them in a while, because that's my goal with making these. I like to get us more involved in the things that we have, our collections that we have. So hopefully we're watching things from our own shelves. But anyway, I want everybody to have a great and safe Labor Day weekend. Have some good food. Like I said, stay safe, have fun. And I'm going to catch you in a few days with the other video that we talked about. So for now, that's a wrap.